Alright, Paddy, you're off. Okay, Paddy.
Alright. Excuse me. A lot of people in this room tonight are very busy. And most of the time when I read poetry, I read it under candlelight. It's my eyes and amazing that we're still electric in this gallery. So, well, the electric's all I'll read it. And there's a way of saying to Jimmy, saying to my good friend Bertie, and saying to Claire, he struggles along with laundry workers here in this gallery to keep it open every week. And it is a struggle. Art is a struggle. There's no joy in art. It's just you have to be with it or else you're not with it. It's very important this gallery to be here on the oldest road in Dublin. So coming from the west, I share this tonight with you, Jimmy, Bertie, Claire, and our guests. Coming ashore in the spray of a rainbow, I was met by a shepherd whose eyes were a shade of the North Atlantic. He welcomed me to the great divide with the words, "You're all washed up, kid. Rest here a while. Let ours must take. Heal your wounds. Look back at the beauty you can't understand of the weaved, rugged blanket that covers our ancient land. Go seek and find O'Donnell, the great one-eyed warrior who fought to hold the great divide. Listen to the cries from slaughtered Kiel. Let your mind go back in time. Think of the innocent flowers who were taken from the chosen few and whose seeds were scattered to pollinate in far-off distant shores, never to return to the Garden of Iron. Shipwrecks and shallow graves stay with us while our men go hunting in stormy seas. Their safe return an anchor to all our prayers. The three stags watch on with a stony glance, waiting to plunder on a burning tide. Be it one with a snowy owl and rest by a candlelit turf fire and sleep while Glen River flows to the snore of the ocean. A very sincere and good friend of the gallery, Bertie. I asked Claire Kelly, the artistic director.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Paddy. Paddy McLaughlin. He has a book as well, out in his own poetry. Hello and welcome to Stoneleaf Gallery, Stonybatter's Community Resource Centre. I'm delighted as art director to house this solo exhibition by local Oxman town man Jimmy Hegarty, Dublin in concrete and stones. It is an abundance of versatility, from watercolour painting and pen and ink drawings on paper, stone, glass, shells and tile. Here is Jimmy's Dublin. He's also written his own personal, through history, a historic account and his books of walks around Stonybatter and other villages and towns of Dublin, and has illustrated the volumes with his own works. In all, this exhibition shows a great pride and affection that he has for his own city. Jimmy, I wish you sincerest luck and extend my admiration to a truly combined artist, and hope that this show will be the first of many. Without further ado, to officially open Dublin in Concrete and Stone, Jimmy Haggerty, I'll hand you over to Mr. Bertie.
Thanks very much, Claire, and it's great to be in the gallery again with all your friends, Paddy. Great to have an opportunity and see the gallery is getting better known, meeting good friends from Texas, so I've seen it internationalised Stonybatter gallery now. But it's always great to be here, and always great to see people involved in endeavours and involved in active things about their own city. Of course, I'm biased. They keep on telling me in the party that everything begins and ends in North Dublin, but I try to broaden my perspective. But anyway, at least tonight I don't have to try and broaden my perspective. I'm back in safe territories with you, Jimmy. I just want to congratulate Jimmy on his work and say a few words. As Claire has said, it's a collection of paintings, of buildings, of churches by our artist and writer, and all of the important locations around town, and some of the less important ones, but some of our great beautiful buildings. I always say about Dublin people that if Dublin people were to see some of the buildings that are on exhibit here tonight in some other city, they think they were the last word, but it's very hard to convince Dublin people of the history in their own city. I always used to do a testing around meetings in the area and say how many people were actually in St. Mickens. And I find it extraordinary recently when they talked about having to close parts of it down, that people start to get excited about it, but when it's opened up, nobody around the area by and large goes there. But I suppose that's typical of ourselves. I always said if we could get the Queen of England to condemn the Irish language, we'd probably all be native speakers. I keep working on that anyway. But I think, Jimmy, this is a unique bit of work again by yourself. It's unique. It's original Indian ink paintings on stones and seashells, as Claire has said, from around the coast. It adds to all of the other collection, and just put in the ad for Jimmy's work, The History of Dublin in Concrete and Stone, that we're here tonight for. But the walk around Stonybatter, a walk around the Liberties, a walk in the Phoenix Park and the zoo, great landmarks for all of us. And as Jimmy was explaining to me, what he likes to do is to both give it in presentation of his artistic skills, and then do it in his own form of literature with a light-hearted tone. And I think that makes it all the better. And he certainly has succeeded in his works of doing that. Of course, Jimmy, as we know, is our local genius here, born in the area, went to Brunner, all good credentials, served an apprenticeship in Dockwell's as a brass finisher, a good post in its day, and still would be, but some of those good skills are unfortunately drifting, which is an awful mistake to modern Dublin society, I'm afraid. I was a ship's engineer with BP and Palgrave Murphy. I remember when that went down, old enough to remember that going down, 69 I think, which was a sad day. And he worked in Jacobs and joined Aer Lingus back in 1961 when I was 10 years of age as an aircraft mechanic, and ended up there as a senior purchases and an analyst clerk. And so you can see he wasn't sitting around in his working career either, and making sure he was moving on. I think anyone looking at your work here, Jimmy, would see that it's of the highest standard and calibre, and it's not bad for a guy from Cowtown. that you can turn out this standard of work. We're proud of Cowtown people, and very proud to stand by all that we stand for. So I think it's. I know you earned a few quid in your day as well, chasing the cattle around North Wall.
penny a hoose.
You would have known about that business as well, and so did I, because my dad used to work up the way with the Vincentians, and we used to earn a crust coming down here when we were kids, chasing the old cattle before the market changed. Jimmy's father, by the way, just for the record here on a day like this when we're celebrating your achievements, Jimmy, his father and grandfather were gardeners up the road in the Phoenix Park, and his mother was a famous tailoress who made all of the confirmation and communion gear around the area in their day. And his intimate knowledge of Dublin is very clear from his book. So I'll give you that background because it's clear that it's not something inherited in recent times. It's something that's ingrained into the heart and mind, as John Goom always says, Paddy, about things maybe not so good and things that are good in Northern Ireland. But a great praise is due, can I just say here, to all of the staff here. I've watched the gallery and the work of the gallery go on to Paddy McLaughlin and the artistic director Claire Kelly. A tribute as always to our friends in Foss, the Inner City Partnership, a fine facility that's here to serve the community. I hope they have the good sense to continue to support Paddy and Claire's work on an ongoing basis. If they're wise, that's what they should be doing. It gives people an opportunity to support, and to people an opportunity like Jimmy to put out their good work. Though I'd have to say, I think the exhibitions like this and other ones that I've been here, I think could be anywhere. It is not a question. They're here in our local community, but they could be in any venue, bigger or smaller. I think people should be conscious of that. There is, friends, a huge volume and a huge number of people like Jimmy in this country who are gifted and talented people. And I'm always glad to be at any work of an artistic nature, whether it's in the form of literature, whether it's music or arts or culture or heritage. Yesterday we launched our own party document on heritage in the broad term, our culture, what we are. And no matter what, we're all just birds of passage, and we all have a small period as part of a huge history. And there's a good area to respect that, because an area like this has been around for hundreds of years. And any one of us would be lucky. The oldest people in the parish might get to 100 years, but it's part of an overall history of hundreds and hundreds of years. And we all in our own time play a little part in making that history. And I think one of the things we always need to do, it's the modern thing nowadays to argue about change and argue about the information technology revolution and all of that. But I think I have no problem with all of that, and very much at the forefront of trying to educate our young people in primary schools into information technology. But any country that forgets its past and forgets its heritage isn't a country at all. And I think we should always remember that. And I think works like this and artistic work like this, Jimmy, make sure that this kind of presentations will be here long after everyone in this room tonight is gone. And I think that's what's important about it. I'm delighted to be here, Paddy and Claire, with your friends. Delighted, Jimmy, to be here tonight to say well done to you once again. And I wish you every success, and I'm certainly proud of your work.
Thank you.
Jimmy,
All I can say is,
say a few words.
yeah. First of all, I just want to thank everyone, and particularly I want to thank
Bertie.
No, I'm told you don't say Mrs. Bertie, ahern,
I don't know me as anyone else around here.
I also want to thank Claire and Paddy for all their help and encouragement, assistance and hard work. Also a few volunteers who've actually done it, and it's most appreciated. I'm not going to say much because I'm a bit choked up. I will mention one little thing, that I'm just looking here at two of my paintings. And there are two churches. That one still has the scaffolding on it. And
St. George's.
Yes, and that one, John's the Viking boat in front of it. I'll tell you something interesting about that painting. When I was doing it, the builders were there, and I asked, could I have a look inside? Because I was doing a little bit of research. And man sort of made a big deal about it. Then he eventually got the key and he opened it up, and I walked in through the door, and I just saw it was sky. The whole thing is knocked down, but there's a preservation order on that to keep the facade. And there is a lot of the paintings I'm actually doing which are changing. Matter of fact, Tommy O'Brien, I think, is a painting of Smithfield, isn't it? Okay, I've done years ago.
That's right.
And if you look over at Smithfield now, I think you'll get about 20 cranes of the skyline, but the whole thing is going to be the north side's Temple Bar, am I right?
Sure. Yeah.
You know, so there's a terrible lot of things changing in Dublin, and I'm actually going around trying to capture it in a little period of time before it changes, you know. And I really enjoy my painting. It gives me something to do now in my retirement, and as my colleague over there, Tommy O'Brien, said, by the way, it's very funny, Tommy went to technical school with me, and
That's right, we did.
we joined there at English at the
Indeed,
same
yes.
time, and he was a merchant Navy seaman like myself. And it's very gratifying to see some of my colleagues here. I'm not going to say much more because but the crack is to continue down in the Glimmerman, where, by the way, he's all been died, it's only £1 a pint down there as a promotion. for this new Beckett's beer, you know. So about half 10 quarts tonight, we're all going to retour down to there. The main reason I'm told is that I don't have to be taking anyone else. But listen, again, I left the most important people out of the whole lot. And they're the people who were here, my relations, my friends, my wife, in-laws, and what have you. And it's great encouragement, and thank you all very, very, very much.
Or not, but I've got mine. So, Jimmy,
I've had my first drink.
Jimmy, and Bertie, and I hope this year, which is a very important year in the Celtic calendar, will be a great year for all of us here.
Thanks a lot,
On the
Sean.
old road.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Hang on there.
Poetry?
Yeah.
What?
I want to record you on video.
Ah.